What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to talk about solving 1- and 2-step equations. Make sure you've shared this document with me and make sure your name is on it. This is a part of our solving linear equations studies. So your slides are shared with me and you're going to complete these blanks with me. The goal for solving equations is to use inverse operations to find the value of a variable. Our answer will tell us what number the variable is equal to. To solve 1- and 2-step equations, we have 3 steps. Step 1 is to identify the order of operations in the equation and list them in the correct order. Then, once we know the operations, step 2 says to identify the inverse operation of each item on that list. So we're going to find the order of operations and then we're going to find those inverse operations. Step 3 is when we're actually doing the math. Step 3 says carry out the inverse operations in reverse order. And we're going to talk about what that means in just a moment. One important thing to remember is that for an equation to remain equal, we must do operations to both sides of the equal sign. So anytime we choose to carry out an operation, we're going to do it to both sides of the equal sign. So let's do some examples. We're going to solve this equation 3a minus 24 equals 9. Step 1 is to identify the order of operations. So the first thing I see is 3 times a. So multiplication would be going first, and then we have a minus 24. So those are the two operations happening in this equation. Now let's identify the inverse operations. Well, the opposite of, let's actually go back and call this multiply by 3. So the inverse operations would be to divide by 3, because division is the opposite of multiplication. And then the opposite of minus 24 would be to do plus 24 or add 24. So we're going to carry out these inverse operations, but we're going to do them backwards. I'm not going to do divide first, I'm going to do plus first. So let's look at that. So I have 3a minus 24 equals 9. I'm going to do the operations in reverse order. So I'm going to do plus 24. And since this is an equation, I'm going to do this to both sides. So I'm adding 24 to both sides. When I add 24 to the left side, I have a minus 24 plus a 24, and that's going to be 0. So all I have left on the left side is 3a. And 3a is equal to 9 plus 24. Well, let's do some quick calculations. 9 plus 24 is 33. Now I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. I'm going to use a backslash to show division. So divide by 3 and divide by 3. Well, 3 divided by 3 is just 1. So on the left side, all we have left is an a. We have 1a. On the right side, we have 33 divided by 3. And 33 divided by 3 is 11. And so let me zoom in real quick. Now we know that the value of a is equal to 11. And I'll give you a moment to write down these steps here. Okay, let's try the next example. We're going to solve a negative 12 minus 4 times n, which is equal to 20. So first we need to identify the order of operations. Using PEMDAS, we have no parentheses, we have no exponents, but we do have multiplication. So we have multiplication by -4. And then we have this -12. So after we multiply, we have a -12. So the inverse of these operations would be to divide by -4, because dividing by -4 is the opposite of multiplication by -4. And then the opposite of -12 would be to add 12. So let's carry out these operations in the reverse order. We're going to do these backwards. So we have -12 minus 4 times n equals 20. The first thing I'm going to do is add 12 to both sides. So I'm going to do plus 12 here, and I'm going to do plus 12 here so that my equation is balanced. Well, if we have a -12 plus 12, that's just 0. So all we have on the left side is -4 times n, and that's going to be equal to 20 plus 12. 20 plus 12 is 32. Now that we have added 12, we're going to do the next step, which is to divide by -4. So again, I'm using a backslash to show division. We're going to do divide by -4 on both sides. Well, -4 times n divided by -4, these are going to cancel each other out. And so all we have left on the left side is n. And n is going to be equal to 32 divided by -4. So I'm going to use my calculator. 32 divided by -4 is -8. So the value of n is -8. In this example, we're going to solve this equation. -18 is equal to 9 plus 9 times r. Let's identify the order of operations first. Using PEMDAS, we have no parentheses, we have no exponents, but we do have multiplication. So we do have a multiply by 9 because we have 9 times r. After we multiply 9 times r, we would do plus a 9. So here we have add 9. The inverse operations of this would be to divide by 9 and to subtract by 9. Let's do these steps in reverse order. If -18 is equal to 9 plus 9 times r, we're going to do the last inverse operation first. So we're going to subtract by 9 on both sides of this equation. Because 9 minus 9 is just 0. So on the left-hand side, we have -18 minus 9. -18 minus 9 is going to give us -27. This is equal to, well, 9 minus 9 is 0, so all we have left is 9 times r. Now we're going to do the next step, which is divide by 9. So we're going to divide by 9 on the left, and we're going to divide by 9 on the right, so that our equation is balanced. -27 divided by 9 is -3. And since we have times 9 divided by 9, those are going to cancel each other out. So 9 times r divided by 9 is just going to leave us with 1 r, which is what we want. Now we know the value of r is -3. I want you to try these two examples on slide 8 and slide 9 by yourself. Remember, use the order of operations, use PEMDAS to identify what's happening in the equation. Then identify what inverse operations you would use, and then do those inverse operations in reverse order. So you're going to do them backwards. Remember, for an equation to remain equal, we must do operations to both sides of the equal sign. Once you complete the example on slide 8 and slide 9, try it for yourself. Go to the Delta Math practice called 1 and 2-step equations and see if you can solve some equations on your own. If you have any questions about this lecture, please let me know. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys later.